Just now, we went to the ADDC.
Shintani made advances against Tarasawa-san. Do you know her?
And
How can my buddy get on a date with her?
There's no chance you walk. You're practically a lost cause.
Okubo's not gonna give that up.
Yagami-sensei, is that what you think?
It's like this, Okubo. You tell me you're innocent, and I'll fight to the end.
But don't waste my
I'll
time!
lose by helping you out.
And then you smash the glass.
It's just like I told you. Whoever did it is framing me.
Man, that's what I'm gonna do. Wait, what? Just blame someone for framing you. And then we're gonna learn that it's someone else, like somebody, one of the other patients with dementia, who's like, I killed that guy just so I could get closer to Tarasawa-san.
Yes.
Okubo always saw her all the time outside.
Wait, who's Terasawa
You
again?
covered Wakusan's nose and mouth, suffocated him,
Isn't
in
Tarasawa-san?
the laundry bin.
That's not true.
I'm trying to be the dementia guy.
San wasn't there when I went into his room. I didn't see him at all that day. You have to believe me.
And I do. So when you went down to leave the center at 10 a.m. after gathering the linens, you realized there was a body hidden in the truck.
Yes. That's what happened.
I remember it like yesterday. I put the body in.
Just to hide it in the mountains.
It's what I always do with the linens. I go to the mountain, dig a giant hole, and dump all of them in.
You've suspected me if I went to them.
Aren't you forgetting the bad blood you had with Wakusan?
Huh? Bad blood? What are you talking about?
3 days before the murder, Wakusan claimed Okubo-kun here punched him and stole his wallet. They told me all about it at the center.
How could that be possible? He's a dementia patient. He wouldn't have a wallet.
While you were busy chatting up Terasawa-chan. Even if I bitch about it, I'm still damn good at my job.
Objection?
Well, Okubo-kun, did you take his wallet or...
Not quite. They call it delusion of theft. It's a symptom of dementia. You think something's been stolen from you, then blame the first person you see. Not the easiest thing to deal with, right? Someone accuses you of theft for no reason? Must have been a shock. So when Wakusan tried to hit you, you just about hit him back.
But I didn't hit him.
No. You murdered him.
Dude, you're on his side.
Kill a man over something like that?
I didn't hit him. That is correct. You went one further.
You got a record of violence.
You smothered him.
It wasn't me. I swear. Somebody set me up. Please, you have to believe me. Whoever did this is laughing at all of us right now.
Calm down.
And it's gonna turn out that Okubo is schizophrenic.
Yagami-sensei.
It was somebody else.
You believe me?
Me! Ha ha! And then like his voice gets higher pitched or whatever.
Okay.
And somehow he's wearing like a clown suit.
Come alone.
Fine. I can take a hint. You and Yagami-sensei can cuddle up all you want.
We're snuggling. Cuddling is way more, intimate. Don't talk about it ever again.
Hey, you know that nurse, Terasawa-san? Cute girl.
Don't you start.
She was worried. Bet you'd have a chance with her once you get out of here.
No, he's trying to wingman for Okubo.
If you'll excuse me.
Look, I'd much rather wingman for Okubo than Shintani.
Delusional coworker
Tani just
or delusional murder suspect.
damn patience.
I don't know.
Maybe so.
Delusional murder suspect.
This is my case now. I
Damn.
can handle it myself.
Okay.
Who actually even plays golf in this area?
Hmm?
You're in the middle of the city.
Well, where's this coming
I mean, I'm sure there's a golfing center somewhere.
I suggest you be more assertive.
I know there's one over in Dotonbori.
You mean that friend of yours, Saori-kun? She's got Shintani all riled up. Said he'd have been nicer to you if he knew you had friends who looked like her. Jackass.
Hey, nothing's official yet, guys. Regardless, keep it on the down low, okay?
Yet? That word says more than you think.
God, I know how that feels. You start getting into a new relationship and everybody just wants to snoop in.
Yeah, seriously, you just can't get away from the gossip.
I'll keep my lips sealed.
Ah, Jabba, what's her name? Ah, Jabba, have you guys kissed yet? Ah, Jabba. all my friends and close family sound like Toad, yes.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure you're more sorry to have to always hear that, but...
That's
right!
For her to date the defense attorney?
Can we not do this?
Either way, guess the Okubo case comes first. We're pleading innocent, yeah?
That's the plan.
What
So
is your
dumb.
plan here? This isn't going to be an easy win.
Well, I'm working on that. There's one piece of evidence that still bothers me.
Yeah? And what's that?
So the important thing here is, I believe it's the window, because, you know, someone saw something on the bed. Not sure what.
Take a look at this. It's the hospital room the victim was staying in. This is the last place Waku-san was seen before he disappeared. At the time, the witness would have seen Waku-san from this angle through the window in the door. But the cabinet here would have been blocking his face.
Uh-huh.
In other words, there's room to argue that the witness never actually saw Waku-san to begin with. It might have just looked like there was somebody in there. Or maybe the killer set it up to look that way.
And how would that impact the trial?
Well,
Okubo's son murdered somebody, but it wasn't Waku-san. Therefore, he's innocent in this
there's
trial.
no proof that Okubo...
We'll need a retrial.
Right. Not bad.
But because he was found innocent here, he can never be found guilty for the murder of Waku.
I think so.
That's how Double Jeopardy works.
That bastard. Oh, was eavesdropping on you.
What the hell?
I tried to stop him, but he pulled a stun gun on me.
Good.
Why would you assume gender, Shintani?
Hey! Wait a...
Especially since just looking at her for those 5 seconds, like, oh, that's Terasawa-san. It's like not even.
Get away!
Oh, there's one other person we've talked to in this entire case.
And it's definitely not going to be Okubo.
Hold up!
It turns out it's gonna be like Yoshino-san or Kaito.
So yeah, we got a chase sequence where we got to go after this mysterious person who I wonder is hiding under the mask.
Who could it possibly be? Goddamn cones. and who's behind the mask? It's Grand Metalik! It's that son of a bitch, Grand Metalik! Notice the speed run strats if you run on top of the light emplacement or whatever.
A woman?
Help! Someone help me!
Aren't you Terasawa-san?
Let me go!
We got a groper out here? Scum of the earth!
I'm not even going to defend myself with words. Fight.
So remember how he said this is a flashback and we don't have any of our skills? that applies to our combat skills too.
I mean, of course. I'm glad that Yagami still knows how to like flip upwards from a ground position.
Yeah, I mean, he still got the basics. Like, he never forgot the basics of CQC. But he cannot plant grenades in people's pockets.
Ooh.
And we don't have our full repertoire of EX moves. Like, we can't just get drunk. I actually don't even think he has any whiskey on him.
What a terrible lawyer.
Right? Anyway, I believe this fight is actually kind of a nightmare on Legend mode, but thankfully we're just playing normal mode. But yeah, these guys drop weapons when you take them out, so if you can manage it, you can beat people with golf clubs, baseball bats, stun gun. The stun gun's fun because you'll basically paralyze the opponent for a couple seconds and they'll just like fall down. You know, it takes a little bit of heat off you.
This is where you insert the "Don't tase me, bro." Since you always have to do callbacks to old memes. Just once, I want one of these end fight cutscenes to show Yagami just like stabbing a dude with the stun gun over and over. Oh right, I should have been running away. Oops. And that's when I took her to a bar and tried to court her.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But
you see, Chintani, this is how you get a date. Wait, I shouldn't tell him that.
Stop a murder.
Okay, but did you have to tase him? Not that he didn't have it coming.
And can I borrow your stun gun so I can do it if I need to?
Actually, how fucking legal are those things in Japan in 2015? The answer is not at all.
Well,
there's no way they're legal.
Son said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that, but he's the director's right-hand man, too.
Oh, it's this weasel.
This is him?
Yeah, he looks like a gopher.
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of faith in him. But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the incident.
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Waku-san. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be mistaken somehow. And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel the same.
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until now?
Job security?
Nurses talking about a doctor behind his
back. Basically.
That's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to a courtroom testimony...
None of you would testify?
Maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway. Besides...
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really?
And it's just like how some people don't get paid enough doing their normal work, so they can't actually do like jury duty and participate in like events like that to be able to actually vote or, you know, bring people to justice and so on.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
And not to say that that's like a specifically U.S. problem or anything.
At the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast.
I just want to say I'm glad Shintani's in the peanut gallery and not in the
Head to the break room myself.
on
The box.
Right around
on
then, too.
yeah, in the defense.
Right.
This break room, to be precise?
God, don't show me it!
Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes,
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying
His
on the
head looks too small.
yes.
The prosecutors or Shonos?
situation to us.
Prosecutor.
Remember it?
Maybe a little.
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing
This music
in the
doesn't
hallway,
fit.
I could see Waku-san lying in bed.
I could
He was-
try to put Phoenix Wright music on top again.
I just feel like we're in a fight now.
And what time was that?
Kinda.
Like when it gets to like the heavier stuff.
7:50.
No further.
Like that's some really intense stuff for what would basically be like cross-examination moderato from the Ace Attorney soundtracks.
The testimony we're listening to, not like
You call her to the stand?
whatever.
He actually asked to testify. Is that a problem?
Not really, no.
Anyways, bring back Spider Solitaire. I'm really good at that game.
We got Cadet Pinball. Is that okay with you?
Dope.
You were present.
Love me,
Waku-san's
Cadet
testimony
Pinball.
just now, yes?
Man, I haven't played that in ages.
Alright.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
You
Could you
bitch!
be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from the hallway.
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san's testimony.
Again, not sure why we have to present it ourselves.
We just need to
But-
make sure we're paying attention.
Yeah, but we already did this to Genda.
This is like the flashback to the thing 5 minutes ago to make sure that you know that there was a thing that you did 5 minutes ago.
Viewed from the hallway.
And that
Yeah,
the,
basically.
and that the thing directly relates to the thing we're pointing at right now.
Checked in on Waku-san.
Yes, thank
Like-
you. We know. This is exactly what you're presenting.
So I'm not 100% sure I'm okay with the wording of the correct answer here.
Lying when he said he saw Waku-san.
Like that feels very presumptuous here.
Excuse me?
Like I think
What
it
he
should
saw
be more
at the
like
door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheet.
Shono's testimony stinks or it's
Yeah,
not
Shono could
admissible.
not. Yeah, Shono's testimony should be disregarded because he could not actually
Quite an
confirm,
exaggeration. Don't you?
rather than assume malice from the
Common
client.
sense would
Or-
dictate otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway.
It's gonna turn out that Okubo-san was trying to do
Found
chest
it under the
compressions.
covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
We're not very smart.
Important distinction.
And this is why they're trained to go into the rooms now.
Is
We thought it was really weird that he didn't have any legs.
point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin. But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night.
I love this high-tech,
Was around.
like,
After
research lab
waited
that's
until-
also a mental ward with dementia patients that has no cameras.
The defense established
Anywhere.
They have some cameras. It's just
Waku-san is the killer.
It's just none that would ever show anything
Central
useful.
argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination. Shono-san.
And then he spits on him. How dare you lie to this court?
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow.
The moment he said, "I don't remember," should have been it for his testimony.
Basically.
Objection. The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
Prosecutor's just like, fuck this, I'm going.
You have a quick remark for the prosecution.
I don't blame him.
No! Yagami, no! We're trying to prevent conviction of a murder, not murder someone else.
Place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against my client. With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw the victim.
So, your whole case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease.
Objection irrelevant to the fact of the hand.
To become the head researcher at the ADDC.
Yeah, you're not supposed to let emotions cloud your judgment here.
Out of the kindness
I'm so sad about my testimony being defeated so easily.
If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
Okay, but opinions are not facts.
He's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it? Because
damn it, my line would have worked like so much better 20 minutes ago. I practiced in front of the mirror and everything.
Prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse?
Irrelevant to this case?
Six years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects.
And
the cause? A minor, drunken disagreement.
Well, you know.
Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime. Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation enough to murder the poor old...
To murder the poor old man.
Is something wrong, man?
Okubo, have you ever been mad, like when you don't get your order right at a Denny's? Have you ever just wanted to punch the waiter? Have you? I rest my case.
Terasawa-san?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
Settle down, young lady.
Okubo-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia. That it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Or violence against.
Please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible
seriously.
person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
I will not repeat myself again.
To approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises.
That's it, ma'am. You've had your options. Now let's fight! And then that room turns into a fight cage.
Break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret. Not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating.
You bitch!
Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is! But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Well, I mean, as the prosecutor, kind of my job.
I think it's the prosecution's job is more to, you know, try to figure out what really happened. But yeah, she's right. Like, the prosecution laid it on really thick.
Found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed. The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand.
I'm being framed!
But Tish?
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
But
That was an awful short time to have a 2-episode flashback. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, your face is large.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
And I seem to recall you looking taller.
Based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
Ah, I remember now. You're the reason Terasawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my testimony had been better.
If only you weren't so good.
Doesn't matter.
Well, at least he remembers that he gave some bad testimony.
At least we all remember that now everybody has trauma related to the incident. Shono just like curls up into a ball and is just like, I was doing so much better. No, Terasawa-san, why?
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you.
Remember how I said I'd get rid of that asshole who was mistreating your staff? Anyways,
You speak
on a related note.
You know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Why indeed?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea
Man,
what he wanted to
it's
talk
gonna be crazy when it's revealed that Shono's developed a drug that allows him to mind control people into committing crimes.
Sees no reason why he would be calling.
Really?
It's like Fox-Die, except a lot worse, really.
And I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you
Slander his name all you want, but I will not take such
three
accusations.
Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out? It's a grisly business.
I hope I shouldn't have to make it a fourth. I mean...
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop! You can't!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, Organized Crime. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating.
Yagami-san, you're under arrest.
That would be you, Yagami. I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
And then they died, looking at each other, holding each other in their arms, embracing. Love, what a beautiful sight.